There we go. Hey, Facebook. It's Friday night, and it's time for, well, I guess it's the first Friday of December. So we are here for Table Talk. I got my little notification, so you guys can pull us up and make sure that when you find it, go ahead and click that share button, y'all. Oh, there you go. There's the echo. Y'all know I'm not good at this. I usually have it down lately, but of course I'm not anymore. Okay, I shared it. So now it's y'all's turn to share it. But go ahead and jump on. If you're jumping on, go ahead and say hi. Let us know you're here. Let me know. I want to know if y'all are done with your Christmas shopping yet, or if you're like my sister-in-law and she hasn't even started yet. So Chelsea, when you jump on, I've called you out. So, yeah, we're all done. We're just waiting on the last few packages from Amazon to come in. But y'all, we are done, and I'm excited. What about you, Tammy? Have you got all your shopping done?
No, I'm one of the ones that hasn't even started. And now I'm kind of scared to go with Amazon because I'm thinking everybody else is using that route. So it might not get here on time. So, yeah, I'm usually in the. Do what?
I mean, they seem to have amped up their game. Like, you can't go a mile down the road without seeing one of those Amazon Prime vans.
Oh, they're here in our place like daily. I mean, they're always coming. But yeah, it's something you got to get serious about real quick because it's going to be here so fast.
Yep. I know. We ordered a Secret Santa gift for my fiance, and it got here like the very next day.
Oh, that's great.
I know. It's so excited. So excited. That's the only gift Chelsea's gotten. But, okay, y'all, make sure when you're jumping on, go ahead and tell us, have you done your Christmas shopping, or are you procrastinating? While y'all are jumping on, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest. If you haven't noticed, we have Tammy Ballew with us. And sorry, my little icon is popped up over her name there. I'm going to have to edit my icon. I made this before I knew the StreamYard template, and I haven't got to update it yet. So I will definitely be updating it. But she is with Toy Troopers, y'all. Toy Troopers is a really awesome organization. I can't wait to hear what Tammy has to say about it. I'm very thankful for it. I know, to share a little personal tidbit, when I went through my divorce 2 years ago, I was very blessed to have friends that were with Toy Troopers that helped me out. So it was amazing. So I'm super excited to have you on the show tonight.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here. This year is going to be so important. It's just the need with COVID. We talked to the lady that helps register our families, and there's like 4 times the amount that we normally have. So it's a big deal this year.
Oh, yeah. And then real quick, y'all, I totally forgot to do something. So if y'all see my eyes kind of wander off, I forgot to put something down here in the comments for you. But before I move on real quick, y'all, we have this attendance form that we have to fill out for you guys that jump on here. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in the comments here. Y'all also say hi to Holly, who does our comments for us. She is always on the comments for me, and she just does amazing. And every time I try to do the comments on other programs that Holly's not on, y'all, I screwed up so bad. So bad.
So, she is at least you're honest.
You see, I can't type and think about and talk at the same time. Okay, there's this little form that I just put out there, y'all. That is called our attendance form. So if you are jumping on, or if you jump on later and watch this, if you see any of this, if y'all don't mind, please fill out that attendance form for us. That basically just lets us know what you thought of the program, how we're doing, if you thought this was entertaining, if you thought it was informational, or if you just thought, be honest, this is a waste of my time. I mean, we want to know that stuff because we want to make sure that we're providing information and entertainment that is what our patrons want. So we really appreciate that form. It's super easy to fill out. So with that being said, we are 5 minutes into this. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I told Tammy before this that Instead of an icebreaker, since it's just me and Tammy, I wanted to go ahead and see if she could tell us a little Christmas story. Oh, Melissa, I see your comment. You haven't done any Christmas shopping yet. You're in the same boat with Tammy. Girl, I don't know how y'all are going to get this done. We had ours done before Halloween.
Oh my gosh. One of those people. Did you put your tree up in like August?
No, I'm a firm believer that the tree goes up after Thanksgiving.
Oh, me too.
Firm believer. Yes.
Me too. Me too. But I know many, many people that have had it up since like August, September. They're just ready.
I can see this year it being an exception and, needing to get the Christmas spirit out early. But any other year, y'all, you do not get the exception to put the Christmas tree up.
That's right. I want to enjoy the pumpkins for a while. The pumpkins and the turkeys.
Yeah, I know. I just turned my Halloween decorations around. I just, even like my gourd with like the jack-o'-lantern faces, I just turn them around and now they're Thanksgiving gourds.
There you go. There you go. I thought you meant for Christmas. I was like, that's going to be odd.
No. But do you take your tree down? Do you leave it up until after the new year?
No, it barely makes it past Christmas Day at my house. I'm so ready to get it. I love Christmas, but I don't like the mess. I'm one of those people that just I want my house neat and orderly, and I don't like. There's just no real Christmas tree place, So no.
Yeah.
How about you?
I like to leave mine up until after Christmas, but I have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. So there's no such thing as organization at our house.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Once they're grown, it gets organized, but it's not. I'd rather have the chaos. So enjoy it while you can. Yeah, they will be gone before you know it.
Well, speaking of Christmas, you said you had a little story that you thought of, a little anecdote to jump in. So go ahead and share us that little story.
This is kind of how Toy Troopers began about Christmas. We were trying to get my son to kind of clean out all of the stuff he had, and we were going to donate and give stuff away. And I was like, go get me a toy that somebody really enjoyed playing with. And he brought me a broken Happy Meal toy. And he was like, here you go. I was like, you don't want to get this. If somebody was giving this to you, you wouldn't want this. Oh, yeah, I love that toy. No, no, no. And so we really had a hard time getting him to share toys and to get rid of toys and to, give that giving spirit. And so that's how kind of Toy Troopers started going. I went to the school. I was like, I've got a huge problem, and I know I'm not the only one. Every parent, every mama's got this problem. Yeah. So let's do something about it. And she was like, well, what do you want to do? And I said, well, let's have the kids bring a toy. They can go shopping. They can pick it out. They can come and donate it, and they'll know it's going to be given away. She's like, that's a good idea. We'll do that. She said, what are you going to do with these toys? Like, I don't know. I'll give them away, And so that was kind of the simple beginnings of how this all started. It was to teach, kids to give away. And one of the neatest things is now, we do this toy drive. We sit out normally when it's not a COVID year, we'll sit out at Walmart parking lot for 3 nights and collect toys and, days and nights starting at 6 a.m. On a Friday morning, and we go through 6 at night on Sunday night. We're there 24/7. And now I get to see these same kindergarten kids that we started it with. They come back, and now they're bringing their own kids. And it's phenomenal when you see that. It just does your heart good when they're coming up there going, hey, Miss Tammy, and this is so-and-so, and, we're going to go in here, we're going to buy a toy, and we're going to teach them to give. And, that's such a good feeling just to watch them and to see them grown all these years. So I don't know if that's the kind of Christmas story you wanted.
Yeah. You said that, and I actually think I remember hearing that before at Rotary.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I love it though, because like you said, parents, we all have that issue with our kids. Like I tell my kids, if you want to get 3 toys for Christmas, you got to give away 3 toys.
That's
And the
right.
broken ones in the bottom of the toy box that they
Every
probably forgot
time.
we had.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
And
they
I know, yeah. So that's awesome that you took something that we all go through as parents and you learned how to use that into the good for the community. So that is awesome. Good
well,
for
thank
you.
you. And I never realized how many people would benefit, through the years from us. This little thing, it's just grown, and my husband's got involved, my kids have got involved, and all of our friends. And Toy Troopers is a volunteer. I mean, we all volunteer our time and our energy, our efforts. You've got people that give us big diesel trucks to put the toys in. You've got, these businesses that support us every year with, they'll do a cookie drive. Chick-fil-A has supported us for the last 3 years. And we, in return, because of that support, we're able to support more kids. We help with the Boys and Girls Club every year. They have a huge Christmas program, and they want to make sure their kids get toys. And it's just done so good for the community, and to be a part of that. And because trust me, we never thought that that was going to happen when we started this. And now it's like, this year with COVID, we thought to ourselves, what do we do?
Yeah.
Do we skip it this year because it's going to be different? And we were like, no, the need this year is worse than it's ever been. I mean, there are people that have just lost their jobs through no fault of their own. Their places have shut down. They can't go in, and it's when they're barely feeding their family. How can you expect them to give toys for their kids? And so this year it's going to be tough. It's going to be different. We really had to think outside the box this year. As how do we do this? And this year it will be different. We are holding a 1-day toy drive instead of a 3-day.
Okay.
We're going to do it on Thursday, December 10th at the Walmart. And we're really excited because David Basil is going to get to join us this year. And he's never got to join us before because he's always away at football games. And so since we're doing it a day early, David Basil and Roger Scott will be there on site doing their live broadcast. We've got Dave Ellswick, Jeff Allen. It'll be a radiothon all day long. So.
Oh, yeah. They're a lot of fun.
Oh, they are so much fun. I can hear the train in the background. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I don't think I can hear it.
I
I'm hoping
cannot.
I can hear
I'm
the
like,
TV
oh
in the
dear.
next room. So you talked about volunteers. I know that you said this year is going to be different, but normally on a regular year, about how many volunteers do you think it takes to put Toy Troopers together? I know we think about, it's just December, but it's not. It's like a year-long process, isn't it?
It takes a lot. The distribution is such a huge part because you actually have to have, people to, you don't think about, but when you have a tractor trailer load full of toys, you don't think about who's going to sort those because you have to sort them by age group, boy, girl, 2 to 3 versus all the way. We go all the way up to 18 because we realize that, you can't give a child, a 5 and a 7-year-old Christmas and skip the 17-year-old. It wouldn't be right. They're in the same household. So we go up to 18 to make sure that each child has a toy. But yeah, the volunteers, there's so many, and it's, we have, I don't know if you've heard of Riggs Cat, but they have an employee gift program, and they put money in their accounts all throughout the entire year, and then they give us a portion of that, and that's their employees' hard-earned money, and they choose to donate to Toy Troopers so that we can give back to the kids of our community. So, I mean, you can't do it without all of the support that we get. And, I think because we are a volunteer base, people can trust that, well, if we give our money to them or our toys to them, they're going to really give them out to the kids, and they're going to spend that money for toys. And, these days you have to be very, very careful about who you give money to. And we realize that. We know that you're trusting us, and we want to be, have integrity and do the right thing.
Yeah.
So we're pretty excited. We're trying to get a donate button up on our Facebook page. So hopefully that will help during COVID. So you won't even have to get out and go to that face to face. You can just push a button on your phone, and hopefully it will be up soon. Hopefully we're working on it now. We've got all of our paperwork turned in. So we're thinking within the next couple of days, the button will be up.
So do you have to be like a 501c3 to get the donate button, or?
I think you do. We've been a 501c3 for several years, but we did have to turn that paperwork in to make sure that we're legitimate. You have to,
Yeah.
there was a lot of hoops to jump through, a lot more than I expected.
Yeah, it's not as simple as a GoFundMe page, huh?
No, and that's above my pay grade there. So luckily we have friends that are a little more technical, and so they just jumped right in there and said, "I'll get this set up for you." So they just
That's
tell you
awesome.
it is very awesome. Very
so
awesome.
I kind of wanted to paint a little picture about how it was when I went in.
Okay.
And then I was also blessed to kind of help just a little bit with Rotary. I didn't help as much as some of our other Rotarians have. But when you guys, when she's talking about she has volunteers to like sort through by ages and stuff like that, it's not just that. Like there's like this is all the games area, like the board games and stuff. And then she has each board game separated by age group. Like, you have the little Hi-Ho Cheerio and the Chutes and Ladders, and then you got the more strategic games, and then you have, Monopoly and counting and all that stuff. And then there's also like, they give you guidelines for how many toys in each area. Then you have all of these like ride-on toys, and then it's everything is divided out into age groups, and then also with what kind of toy they are. They have boy and girl, they have little grab bags and stuff like that. So it really is a lot of organization and a lot of volunteer work. It really, really is. And so that is just awesome that you have that community behind you. And it just started out from this one little McDonald's toy.
It did. God has really blessed it beyond anything we ever saw. And so we, I don't know, that it makes you feel good. And that's the whole point. Is it does feel good when you can have that family. We had a lady come in one time, and she said, my daughter dropped off she had 6 kids, and she said she dropped off all my grandkids, and my husband says I couldn't keep them unless I could get them Christmas presents. And we got them.
Yeah. Made that happen. Yeah.
We did.
That's awesome. Well, we only have about 10 more minutes here, but I do want to talk about another aspect of volunteering and helping out. So if somebody is interested, I know that this year is completely different, and it's also
Right.
at the end of the year, so ways are limited. But if somebody wants to go ahead and get involved between now and Christmas, and since you don't have that donate button up, what are ways that people could get involved right now?
If you wanted to start something at your work to where you were, collecting money, this year we're not going to accept toys. And the reason we're not accepting toys is we're trying to cut out
Contact
and people handling it. You don't know where they've been, and with COVID, you don't know if you're sick. It could affect me different than you. You could be perfectly, have the COVID and walk around perfectly fine, and I could get it and end up on a respirator. So
yeah,
we're trying to end that contact. So we can take the money, and because we are a 501c3, we don't have to pay the taxes and things. So our spending power is a little better.
Mm-hmm.
And Walmart is a huge sponsor of ours. They really help us out. And so we go there and buy the toys and buy, things that we can give out. So we're just kind of taking that part this year. But normally they could put up a Christmas tree and collect toys and come to us. We have a good set of friends that joined up with us about 5 years ago, the Crawleys racing team. And they actually they can't this year, but normally they host a big party and they have a live auction and they auction off all this racing gear and stuff. And they raise, I mean, they'll bring a truckload of that you haul a car in full of toys, and then they bring, the money from the auction, and they really give us that spending power, because normally what we don't receive in toys, we go and we take the money and we go fill in the gaps, because as I said, we go up to the age of 18 for these kids. And most people, when they think toy drive, they bring the smaller kid gifts.
Yeah.
So, and the older ones are harder to buy. You have to really start being creative, and so we really try to fill in those groups, because we have several. So, but yeah, if they want to take up a collection and bring it out to the next Thursday, like I said, we'll be at Walmart starting at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we'll be there all day. They can drop off the money, and if they want to get involved for next year, we'd love to have them. We're hoping next year things will get back to normal and we can do it the usual way. This year's a little different, but it's just too important not to do. The need's great, and we're going to get it done. So.
Yeah, that's good. I like the determination.
Well, the whole community helps us, and we're hoping that they'll show up this time. As I said, the need this year is going to be so great. Even if you can give $5 just by sitting there on your phone and hitting that button, I mean, it's going to add up, and it will help. Because as I said, that they're saying that we're going to have 4 times the amount of people. Because of that, right now, a lot of people will contact my Facebook page, the Toy Troopers Facebook page, saying, hey, I've missed the deadline to sign up. And normally we're like, oh, we'll add you. This year, right now, we're having to say we have to wait till we get the list, and we have to, we're going to have to see how much money we get in before we can, because, the first few years during distribution, you'd literally look around and you'd be out of toys, and you'd look down the block and the lines going around the building. It breaks your heart, and we haven't had that in a few years, and I'm worried this year we'll have that again. So we need people to, if you can, step up and bring us your donations, mail them in, bring them in, hit that button, just help us out, help us get the money so that we can get these kids taken care of for Christmas.
So are people still able to sign up if a family is in need this year, or is it already too close?
The deadline was December 3rd. We register the families through St. John's, which is the church's Joint Council on Human Needs. They qualify the families and sign them up for us, and they do that from like October all the way through to the beginning of December. So they've had quite a bit of time that they could sign up. If they can put a message on my thing, and after the 10th, once we see kind of what we've collected and where, by then we'll get our list and know how many we have to buy for. I mean, at that point, it's just a matter of math as to, what we can do, how many we have and how much money we have. And like I said, we're going to try to make sure that there's no child in Saline County that doesn't have a toy. That's what you look forward to. And right now we all need that little Christmas spirit,
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be much. It just something under that tree for them.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. If you're a kid and you've had to go through the hardship of, a parent being stressed because they've been, work's been, cut back or been laid off.
And then they've got their school on top of that.
Yeah. At school, you don't know how it's going. And then, you get excited for Christmas and you get excited for Santa. And then come to find out Christmas morning, Santa didn't show up. I mean,
Right.
Think about how devastating that could be for a kid. That is
heartbreaking.
Yeah. I think your organization and your motivation and your goal is just amazing. And I'm really, I hope for the best on the 10th. Speaking of goal though, so again, I know this year is just crazy.
Right.
What do you have as a long-term goal for Toy Troopers? I know you said it's already a lot bigger than you ever expected it to be.
It is. I just want, this will be something that our youngest son will eventually take over, him and his brothers, and they help us out every year now. And from the time he's went off to college, he's come back and camped out there every. I think that's just a big guy thing. They like to camp out for that weekend and do the whole toy drive thing, but it's something that he can be proud of. We just want it to be something that we'll just see where it goes. I know some people have talked to us about taking it, further than Saline County. But you have some people that go, some of our biggest sponsors go, if you do that, we're backing out because, this is where we live. And so sometimes you just got to know your role and go, you know what, right now we're helping out so many kids in this Saline County area, and you just do what you can. If it can grow, last year we did, because children do go to Children's Hospital from Saline County. Last year we went and we bought one of those automatic cars that they can drive themselves to. It's a remote control car. The doctors are controlling it and the nurses, but the kids think they're driving it, so they can drive themselves to surgeries. They can drive themselves to CT scans and PET scans. So, it just takes that fear away from them, because if they have cancer or whatever and they're going through it. But yeah, Toy Troopers dedicated that car to Children's Hospital last year. So we're branching out. I would eventually like to see a scholarship program come from it, because there's a lot of these kids that have had to have the help from Toy Troopers. And if they could, somehow show volunteerism.
Yeah.
And I think it would be wonderful to help a child go to college that, had a hard start in life. And I think that would be a huge benefit for the Toy Trooper legacy. So
I think that's a great idea.
I do too. I like it. And one of these days, I hope to get it. I hope to grow this organization big enough that it will. Of course, it all comes down to people like you that are in the community that go, that's a good organization, and I want to get behind them and I want to help them. And this helps.
Yeah.
This helps a lot. So,
well, you have a lot of determination. So I have high hopes for that scholarship. I really do.
Well, thank you.
Okay, guys, it's 9:00. So we're going to go ahead and jump off here. But first I want to say, thanks, Tammy, for joining us. Thanks for telling us about Toy Troopers. Guys, if you're out there, make sure that you go ahead and share this post so other people can learn about Toy Troopers and how to help out, how they're involved. And then don't just stop there, guys. We have lots of great nonprofits and organizations in Saline County. I mean, like Tammy was talking about, this really is a county that loves to help each other out. And there are just so many great organizations out there. So y'all do your research on that and just try to help out this Christmas if you can. I think this is definitely a year that we all need to come together to help out. And then go ahead back in those comments and fill out that form for me. Just let me know what y'all think about this. Let us know how programming has gone virtually. We've done that for like 6 months now. So time to step back and see what we're doing and stuff. But so you said the 10th is the day, right? At
December
the
10th, starting at 6 a.m. at the Bryant parking lot. We'll be in the southwest corner. There'll be an RV there, and they can just, we're trying to make it contactless too. They can pull up, pass out their money to Dave or Roger or one of us, or Jeff Allen or Dave Ellswick. Just come by and, donate some money and give a child a Merry Christmas. So.
I just realized I'm wearing a Grinch shirt.
Oh, you are.
This is probably not the best shirt to talk about giving kids gifts.
Christmas ornaments, so.
Yours is a little nicer than the Grinch.
Not necessarily.
But okay, guys, you heard it. It's the 10th, so y'all make sure y'all figure out how you can help out this year, whether it be through Toy Troopers donation or something else. But that's it for us tonight. We're gonna go again. Thank you, Tammy, for joining us, and
thank you for having us.
I hope to hear all about it, and I'm sure I'll hear about it through Rotary, and I can't wait to see you guys there on the 10th.
Okay.
So y'all have a good night.
All right. Bye.
Bye.